Hello and welcome, my name is Max and today we're gonna create an amazing refinery. We are gonna create something that won't be clogged up, have high throughput and can handle the most basic fluids. And we are gonna do that by removing all this. So what's the plan? Oh, look at those robots. Oh, that's so beautiful. It's the choreography on that. Amazing. Oh, sometimes I just want to sit down and put things down and delete them so I can see this. As you can see, I'm crafting oil refineries furiously because we're going to need a handful of them. What's happening? Okay, let me tell you. So, what are the most basic fluids? Oil. We get oil, of course, and there's 4 basic fluids that we need. Heavy oil, lubricant, which is a derivative of heavy oil, light oil, and finally we have the petroleum. Let's turn this on. Let's move this here, shall we? Okay, so after our last episode, I sat down and did a bit of design work to make something that's both modular, so we can expand it if we want, and also something that is safe to put down and forget, because I do not want to be bothered too much on with like, oh, is the refinery still working? Is any of those fluids overflowing and making everything come to a halt? I don't want that. I want something that's reliable, highly reliable. Of course, things can still go wrong, but something highly reliable. We can plug it into our main hub and forget about it. And if we choose to do so, we can, if we need more of these fluids, if we want more processing power, of course, we can just copy and paste our design and that's it. We're good to go. So how are we going to do this? Easy. First things first, in order to create a refinery, and I've, by the way, I've designed another book of oil that I'm gonna showcase. So let's see what's inside here. Tileable, as always, and the start always comes before the tile. And yeah, so what's happening here? This is not complete, by the way. I'm gonna make it even better. But the basic premise, let's just put this down. This is a power switch. People rarely use this, but I really love them because they allow you to strategically just get a part of your factory out of the circuit and out of the production line. So it's amazing. You can do things and I kind of like it. I like it more if I can just disconnect a whole part of a factory as opposed to just like blocking a pump. Advanced oil processing. What does it do? It takes in water, infinite, free, oil, almost infinite, and somewhat free, and gives us these 3 fluids. And we put them on these different pipes. Okay? Now, let's go back to the blueprint book for a second and check something out. Okay, so this was the start tile, and this is the repeatable tile. Okay, so it's gonna be something like this, but let's not do that just yet because we want to see things first. We want to design things first and then go for this. So this is going to produce a lot of different liquids, and these liquids need to be processed, but we're not going to process them in this block. Why? Because I want to dedicate this whole line here to just refining oil, and that's it. So if we have anything else, we're going to move it to the next block. And yes, the next block is going to be about processing heavy oil. So one way to process heavy oil is to put down some of these, not just for heavy oil, but for everything else. We put down some storage tanks, and then because we want to know how much fluid is inside of these, we kind of do this. So now this is a package, and if we so happen to have one of these power poles, we can also connect one of these to the power pole, and now we know how much of what is inside this storage tank collection. But if we want to have access to that signal globally, the best way would be to connect that power pole to a radar, and that's it. Now, anywhere on the map, if we have another radar, and I'm going to showcase this with a tiny box. Let's just assume this box is a tank, because it's easier to put an item here than to put fluids inside these. So let's say I have 100 belts inside this box. So the signal here, which is green because I used the green wires, shows 100 belts. Now, if this was powered like this, the radar works now and it transmits this signal globally. So if we have another radar somewhere else, location independent, it receives that signal, huh? That's magic, right? So this way we can simplify the signal processing and transmission, not processing, but the transmission globally, so we don't have to just keep using these wires everywhere. I even prepared our storage tanks beforehand, like so. And therefore, let's start with the most important basic type of liquid, which is the heavy oil. This is the same thing that I just showed you. Nothing fancy, all the same. What I'm gonna do is that I've connected this to our basic refinery here. Now, let's make a copy of this and let's lay down foundation of our factory first. Now, look at this contraption here. Same principle that I just described. It receives those signals, puts them here, and then we can use it in a switch, in a circuit network, combinator, whatever. Now, this is all good and beautiful, but there is a problem. I want to be able to double this in the future. So what I do is that instead of putting this here, I'm gonna do this for a second. I'm gonna move this, let's say, around here. Yes. And why did I do that? Because later on I want to do a neat trick and make it like this, double it. But for now, let's not worry about that. Let's just worry about starting this and see what's going on here. What's going on this one? Oil. What's going on this one? Water. We have plenty of both, no problem. And we can also, just to make it more aesthetically pleasing, and that's it. And we're gonna feed these into the main network. But first things first, there's a reason we have a power switch here, meaning this part, the refinery array, should not be directly connected to water to power. All the power should come from this switch, so we can disconnect it whenever we choose to. Now, in order to accomplish that, we need to bring the power from here, use this switch, and connect it. Now, before I go ahead and connect it to the main bus, let's see what this combinator, this decider combinator is about. Logically, when do we want our oil refineries to work? Well, the only time I actually care about refining more oil is when I'm out of heavy oil. And why is that? Because if I have heavy oil, I have lubricant, I have light oil, I have petroleum. So I don't care about anything else, okay? But there's another thing. If the lubricant comes only and exclusively from heavy oil, so if I do not have enough lubricant, I should be refining more oil, because I'm actively using my heavy oil for lubricant production, and therefore light oil or petroleum production might suffer. Therefore, what I'm doing is that I'm saying, okay, listen, check two things. First of all, check that I have plenty of heavy oil. Let's call it 200 liters, if we assume those are liters. And by the way, these containers each can hold up to 25,000 liters. So this in total is 100,000, 200,000 liters. So 20 is just a very small number. So yeah, this seems like a lot, but it is not. And I also want to make sure I have enough lubricant before I shut down our refinery. So I'll do the same thing. If we have this and this, now it's an and, not an or. Why? Because I want to be certain that I have both of these in a decent amount before I shut down my production line. Okay, so that's the first logic. Now let's assume these are working and let's go down and process some more things. But before doing so, let's connect this and see what happens. So now we have both liquids coming in through pipes. So when these two happen, we want our refineries to go out of production. How do we do that? If both of these are true, I'm going to change it from input count to 1, and I'm going to send a disabling signal. D for disable, or disable, however you want to pronounce it. D goes out. What does the switch look into? The switch says if I get a D equal 1, I should be shut down. So when should I work? If D does not equal to 1. So as long as D doesn't appear on this screen, it says like, well, I'm good to go. The moment these two are high enough, they'll send a D and it says, oh, D is actually 1, so I should disable myself. This is like the other way of looking at this thing, the other way around. So that's it. Now we're going to take care of doubling this and so on shortly, but for now let's just let this play along and go design the next section of our factory. Here's two things should happen. First of all, conversion of heavy oil into lubricant, and for that we have simple designs, right? This is for cracking, this is for lubricant, and lubricant does not even need a tileable thing. Why? Because it's just so easy and it should happen by default. So I'm just gonna put this down and let's look at it. So this is a chemical plant. It takes in heavy oil, converts it to lubricant, and we want to store it. Where? Good question. We are going to just copy this and repurpose this for our lubricant. Why do we do this? Because we need that signal, remember? So this is what we're going to do. And to connect these two, we can do this. If later on we decide we want to pump or something here, we'll do that. For now, this is good. And guess what? This can work always. We don't care about it. As long as we have enough heavy oil, we're more than happy to convert it. If we want to limit the production of lubricant in any way, we'll just put a pump here and do that later. For now, we're good. And one more thing that I would like to do is to, connect the radar. And that's it. So let's take a look on what we have on our circuit network, or remote circuit network for now. We have 1.4K of petroleum, 1.2K of light oil, and some amount of heavy oil, which will soon be provided. Yes, and this is working now. So now we have lubricant as well. Beautiful. By the way, when do we provide these things to the main bus? After the design is finished and complete, we can just take one pipe from each of these and go to the main bus, but not yet. We need to understand what happens first. Now, we are not done with this block yet. We are not done here. Why? Because we need some sort of cracking as well. And for the cracking, we go back. We go back here. All right, let's put this here. And what is happening? Well, for cracking, we also need water, and we need a certain amount of heavy oil. Now, should we get the water from here or the main bus? Always main bus. Always. And heavy oil. Now, I might get the heavy oil just from here, so let's do that. Beautiful. And we're going to talk about this as well. When do we want to be cracking? I don't care about these. What I want to know is that, do I need to be cracking heavy oil into light oil? Yes, only when we need this. So, very simply, if my light oil reservoir is, let's say, less than, same number, 20,000 liters, get cracking. And how? We produce an E1 signal. an e-signal with the value of 1. If this happens to be the case, this goes to the pump, and pump says, oh, E equals 1, let's work. So the thing about this is that it's the same logic with the switch, but we flipped it on its head. So just for fun. Just for fun. You can do the same thing, but I don't know. This is more confusing, so more fun. And that's it. That's our tile. And yes, we're gonna extend this as well, but not yet. Wait. We have more things to do. Look at this. We get light oil. How much light oil? 3.4K. And if you look at that, there's like a heavy oil appearing on the radar and then disappearing as well, which is okay because we're still refining oil, so we're producing other ingredients except like we're producing petroleum and light oil, and we don't care about heavy oil as much. Now, in the heavy oil department, we do not have something equivalent to the lubricant section, but we do have something very similar to the cracking section of the heavy oil. So let's go for it. And let's not forget, this is light oil to petroleum, but we'll come back for that. Let's do the boring water line first. Where does this come from? Oh, guess what? It comes from here. Beautiful, beautiful. Now, you remember the previous filter, light oil smaller than 2K? What about we just turn it into petroleum smaller than 20K? And the same logic and the same pump, and we are happy. And that's it. That's literally it. And for petroleum, we don't need to do anything with it because we're just going to consume it somewhere. Plastic, sulfur, sulfuric acid, whatever it is. We're just going to consume it. We don't care about this at all. Let's do some expansion, shall we? Now, as I said in the beginning, excuse me, the reason I transferred this here from here is because I want to double it. Not just in length, but also in width, because of two things. First of all, if we go too long with the pipes, we know what happens. We need pumps, and I do not want pumps in the middle of my refinery. Second thing, we want to be able to use some of these things. Where are they? Oh, hello. Oh, we don't have them yet? Yeah, beacons. And beacons are the size of an assembly machine. Where is this? An assembly machine. So they're like 3x3, and we need to do that. So the easiest and best way is to just pick this up, flip it, put it down, so we can put a beacon here. Now, it doesn't work. Of course it doesn't, because how does it get its things? Easy. It uses this and this, and we are set. And now we can just copy and paste everything as many times as we want. We can use the tileable refinery as many times as we want, but I've prepared something better. This. Oh yes, it's big, I know. Bear with me for 1 second. Looks perfect, right? Let's put it down. Oh my god, look at this. This is 100 refineries working together in perfect harmony. And the only link we need, by the way, is here. So that's the only one who does not accept a beacon, but the rest they can. And we can also move it to the side, but I'm happy with this. Look at this. I handcrafted a handful of, well, a bit more than a handful of refineries. So they can just be placed down. Let's just, you know what? I'm just gonna look at this. I'm not gonna even talk. Oh my god. Oh my days. And the music. This is the essence of Factorio. Just absorb it. It's like art, isn't it? It just satisfies some sort of craving inside you. Okay, now, all right, joking aside. How much are we producing? Well, let's see. So, oh, what a coincidence. Don't say. 2,000 oils per second and 1,000 water? Who would have thought? Well, I did, because I actually intentionally designed it to be this way. And this is how much it produces in each of those basic fluids. So we produce 1.1K of petroleum, 900 of heavy oil, and 500 light oil, and 500 of heavy oil. Now let's make sure they are not connected to the network accidentally. No, the only connection, the power connection, is this, which is good. Oh, another wave of robots with pipes. Beautiful. How many robots are working? Oh, it's about like 1,000 of them at this point. Beautiful. Now, of course, the production is a bit more. As you can see, we have on our signal line a lot more fluid being produced, but the cracking and everything else should also keep up. So what I suggest is that we take the blueprint for lubricant and we make 10 of these. I think that's enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. And guess what? They all share the output line together and all goes here. So that's all we have to do ever for lubricant, and I'm done with it, unless of course in the future we need to expand it. Let's focus on heavy oil cracking. Let's go back here. We had 100 refineries, now we have 25 chemical plants cracking this. Put it down. We are done. What is happening here? 25 chemical plants are simultaneously cracking heavy oil. Are we good with this? Yes, because there's a reason. You remember how much we produce in heavy oil? 500. How much can we crack if this is done? Well, we're gonna need to wait until this is done. Okay. How much are we cracking? 500. So if we assume that we have enough lubricant, all the heavy oil can instantly be processed into light oil. How magical. It is, I know. And it can be connected. We don't care. We're controlling things with a pipe, which is not happy for some reason. Our pipe is not happy. Our refinery is too long, and so it's a bit tricky to keep the pipes going. But this should work. Yeah, good. Now another one of these for this area right here, and I want to put it down myself. And now we should be okay. So the bots will take care of the rest as we go ahead and check out the light oil cracking. Same thing here. By this time, you know the drill. We pick this up, and guess how many of these we need? Another 25. And yeah, it is exactly to the ratio that we saw. We'll check it out after it's done. Let's take a look. Refineries, lubricant, heavy oil cracking, light oil cracking, petroleum. And guess what? You can just use this anywhere else on this main bus as many times as you like, because they all feed from the main bus and feed into the main bus. And we do not care about anything except what is going on with the signals. And that's it. Let's do one more thing. This is gonna be it. And this is gonna be the production of, okay, here. So we get from, and this is from the cracking. From the cracking of heavy oil, we produce and consume 375 light oil. So nothing can be clogged up here. It will just go straight ahead and become petroleum, and that's what we want. And if this cracking business is not enough, if it's too slow, of course, we have our trusty refinery, which will kick into gear and just start giving us those two liquids direct. And that's it. Are you happy with this? If you are, please click that like button and subscribe if you want, because we're going to do more things like this in the future. And with that, take care of yourself and see you. Bye.